Who's your naughty Santa? Now that I got your attention, I actually want to talk a little bit about my new book. So, I usually make all my goofball trailers for my books, but this one, Scaring Up St. Ick and Arousing QPD, this is the cover. I didn't have a copy of the book myself yet. You can order it, but mine hasn't come in yet. So, the story is this. Basically, this is a Christmas horror story, and then it goes off into Valentine's too. It's two novels combined in one. And when I wrote these, the series I'm writing, the Comfort Cove series, it's been ongoing for a couple of years. I'm actually up to like book 12. These are like books 5 and 6 combined into one collection. And the series is always sexy and fun and funny. And, there's that here too, but it's odd because I wrote this one a couple of years ago, and it was when things were getting much better here. So, I'm in New York, so we had, marriage equality was already here, but it wasn't in the whole country yet. And it still bothered me that it wasn't in the whole country, so it comes into play in this series. And there's also the concern over young gay kids who are kicked out of their homes, don't have anywhere to go. So in my Comfort Cove city, Missy is the biggest drag queen in the city, and she decides to, after an experience that happened in one of the earlier books, No Place for Little Ones, she decides to open up a home for young gay men who have been kicked out of their homes. So I took it's not serious. I'm not into like that heavy social, political commentary stuff, but I wanted to make the city, the whole city is always supposed to be, it's an all-male city, it's always supposed to be a safe haven for gay men, even though there's monsters around. So I wanted to tap into the other issues that gay men face when they're out in the real world. So she opens up this home for young boys. So that's Scaring Up St. Ick. That's where the boys' home comes in and introduces a bunch of new characters, a bunch of boys. And after that story, which is about an evil Santa that gets conjured up, there's a arcing story about the usual characters, the guys, the men in the city who are now finally about to get married. And the references I make are kind of weird because it's, like I said, it was a half and half situation. Half of the country, or a little bit more, was allowed to get married. Other half wasn't. And Comfort Cove is not a specified place. It's not in a specific state or anything. It's always, I have it on the East Coast somewhere. So it's, somewhere on the East Coast. And so in the fictional world, the characters have just found out that in recent times that they're finally allowed to get married. So it's been passed, all that stuff. So they're now going to get married for the second book, which is Arousing QPD, which is a Valentine's novel. And I wanted to, it's the things that I talk about, it's not intentional, but it's all stuff that really, it resonates now to me, even reading it. It seems a little deeper than I really meant it to be. There's just things I was hitting upon that I thought about. And now it really resonates with me, with the way things are going on. So I didn't want to rewrite the story. I didn't add anything as I've revised it to finally release it. I didn't add anything to address any of the situations that are going on now. They're just things that I was talking about that were rather ongoing in the country, even if they weren't as bad as they might become in the next few years. But other than that, I didn't want to change the book either. And I have a foreword in the book, which I don't usually do, where I discuss it. If something happens and marriage equality gets overthrown or whatever, overturned, not overthrown, yeah, overthrown, that's a quaint word to use, Freudian slip, but if it gets overturned in the next few years, I don't want to change it in the book. This isn't supposed to be completely historically based to begin with, because it's friggin' stories about, a city of all gay men fighting monsters. So it's not based in reality. So I didn't want to change that, because even if it changes in the real world, Comfort Cove is always supposed to be a safe haven for gay men. So I want it to be a really, really positive place for these men who come to the city. So even if marriage equality doesn't exist at some point, it's going to stay in my fictional world. So that's all I really wanted to say. And so it's Scaring Up St. Ick and Arousing QPD. The combination Christmas, Valentine's. So I hope you enjoy it. And there'll be a Valentine's trailer in a month or two. So, and it'll be fun again. Not this serious crap. Alright? Thanks, guys. Bye.